Hello and welcome to a very well-hydrated episode of the Rooster Teeth Thursday podcast. Yes. Hi, Ashley.
Cheers.
Should we call this a couples counseling podcast?
This might turn into couples therapy.
Really?
You don't know.
Oh, God. Anyway,
I'm all kinds of hangry already.
We want to thank our sponsors for the Thursday podcast. We have Boomerang, Bombas, and Link AKC. Talk more about them in a little bit. How are you doing, Ashley?
I'm hungry.
Are you?
I'm so hungry.
Should probably explain what this is, why we're well hydrated and why we're hungry.
Yeah, neither of those things are normal for us. We're doing a Whole30 for September. So for the month of September, we're trying to eat this Whole30 diet, which consists of basically you take the food that you eat and then you remove all the fun stuff and then you eat what's left.
Basically anything that you can't pronounce, you can't eat. So
well, but it's not just that, because you'd be like sort of chlorium glutamate, and like sure you can't have that, but you also
nailed it.
There's no sugar, like no added sugar, so you can have fruit, but you can't have you can't have honey because that's basically just
fruit's pretty much it.
Yeah, you can have fruit. You
also can't have any sugar substitutes. You're not, because that's
right.
Stuff
No
you can't pronounce.
Splendas, no Spindibs, nothing else.
Aspartames.
No wheat, no grains of any kind. That includes rice.
It's a big no diet.
No
dairy. That's
no
a huge
dairy.
one.
And I love cheese.
I know you do.
I love it so much.
Cheese and bread are gone. That's like literally like 50% of my diet.
It
cheese
is
and bread.
because the thing is, I always get cheese. I'm like, this is delicious. I will eat with crackers.
And this was something.
Now I just have fruit.
We make fun of Sophie for this all the time. And Sophie was starting it. What happened? Ellie, what happened? She was in my office and saying she was just about to start it. And I was like.
It was the day before. And she was like, oh, I'm like, I think we were making a plan for lunch or something. And she was like, I can't, I'm doing Whole30. And we were both like, well, what's that? And we both decided to do it the day before she started. And mostly to see if I wanted to see if I could do it, if I could beat Sophie.
Well, and then
you got on board.
Burnie comes home and he says, I want to do this Whole30 thing. I said, I support you. I'm a good co-op buddy. You know what? You want to do this? I will do it with you. That way we can do it together and we can support each other. And then I found out what it was.
I want to say, look, I feel like I'm not going to claim any responsibility for this. You're in this for yourself. I feel like I'm tied to this. This is tough.
It's all Sophie's fault.
Let's be honest. It's all Sophie's fault, right?
Pretty much everything is her fault, right?
But we're not doing the coconut oil in our hair or the alkaline water.
Wait, that's another part of this?
We're not going to
We're not doing the oil training.
No activated silver treatments or anything. Although there is part of this, which
What's oil training?
She doesn't wash her hair. We should get Sophie to come talk to us.
In that case, I'm like oil trained up.
But and then she puts coconut oil in it like every 5th day. She talks about this. Where's Sophie? Is Sophie around?
Why does her hair look so nice if she doesn't wash it and then puts oil in it?
Because she does this stuff. There's Sophie. Sophie, come over here. We can see you, though.
Okay. Where do you want me?
They'll guide you. We have professionals at work here.
Welcome to the sidecar.
Yeah.
Hello. Sophie, what have you done?
Yeah,
what have you done to us?
I washed my hair today.
So day 5 or day 6? Day 1?
Day 6.
Day
1.
6.
Day
What's
1.
oil training?
There you go.
Oil training? It's like the no poo movement.
What's the no poo movement? That sounds terrifying.
No shampoo.
Okay. Yeah, that got better the more you talked about it.
I've given up poo.
Yeah, no pooping.
Yeah. You try to not wash your hair so that your hair doesn't need to be shampooed. I don't know.
You don't want it less.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it won't be so oily.
Can you use dry shampoo?
Yeah.
But you say so it'll be less oily, but then part of this thing is you lather your head with coconut oil.
Well, on the last day, I put coconut oil in my hair so that it's like a treatment.
Okay,
Yeah.
you also say the last day, but really what the last day means is every 5th day.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
So oil training is washing your hair once every 6 days?
Yeah, but I don't know. I might change how I do it. I might just stop washing my hair.
Altogether?
Yeah.
Are you going to go off the grid and get rid of your phone and everything else?
No.
And, wrap your head in tinfoil or anything like that?
This is like a lot of people do this. It's not that crazy.
And then you can only eat the food that you grow.
So
no. I don't want to do that. No way.
Farm.
Ellie, Ashley, as you both know, we travel a lot. We go lots of different places. We were all just in Las Vegas last week, which I owe you an apology because we did this helicopter thing, but we did it. The only time we could do it was at a time when you and John had something to do, which you pretty much had to do, Ashley, the entire time you were in Las Vegas.
Yeah, well, I had, it was like one thing at 8 a.m., one thing at 1 p.m., and then one thing at 5 p.m. So each thing was about an hour, but it meant that I couldn't be away for any block of 4 hours.
You couldn't get in an unmarked van with a dude with a gun strapped to him and drive out to the middle of the desert?
As much fun as that sounds, no.
It wasn't sketchy at all.
Not in the least.
It didn't feel weird at all. It wasn't like, hey, welcome to our experience.
Totally
Get in the van.
Of course, we just passed out and fell asleep. Did the other thing that we did make it into the vlog? The IV
did not.
stuff? Yeah, we cut the IV
When
stuff.
you had a big old night, and then you went and got IVs for your hangover.
Yeah.
Well-
Look, if that's not some sort of dystopian future Hunger Games District 1 shit, I don't know what
It
is.
definitely felt like it.
We were both sat there and we were both like, do you feel like a terrible person right now?
We were
And it's
recording
like-
and not
Were
sure if
you
we were
hooked up to like one of those oxygen things while you're getting your IV just to like really drive the point home?
No, we were on massage chairs with blankets.
They were
nice.
injecting us with a teenager's blood too. That's like a treatment that they
With a
did
young
as well.
mouse's blood.
But with Sophie, literally the only place it seems like we ever travel together is New York City. And
We've
so
been to LA.
have we done? What have we? Oh yeah, we did. You took us down to the wrong, the wrong Santa Monica. But but it seems like mostly we go to New York. That seems like it. And every time we go, she's doing something new and challenging.
A life hack?
To say a long-term life hack. And so, but in New York, I think there's more support for this. Like she knew places we could go. So I feel like I got roped in. I got duped into doing this by you. Like a false sense of security.
We went to Hugh Kitchen.
Yeah.
That was really good, though. You really liked it.
I did, and that's what I'm talking about. I got roped into this. It goes, this would be simple. Let's do it. But nope.
The thing is, Austin has a wonderful food culture, but it's not exactly a health food culture sort of place. No. It's a taco place. It's a like, oh, you want donuts? We made a whole restaurant out of donuts place. It's look at all the crazy ways we can make ice cream.
Yeah.
It's
true.
Yeah, it's like high-end fast food.
We
it's
did
amazing.
find that place today, though. We had a breakfast meeting at Picnic, which is like a Whole30 compliant restaurant.
You're gonna be so happy. We can drive to it. It's great.
Yeah, you brought me a coffee, and you brought it to me on Glitch, please.
What was in that coffee?
What was in that coffee? I don't even know.
Like,
It's coconut
butter
milk.
in the coffee?
Yeah, it's coconut. They make it with coconut milk, and the flavoring was like cacao, raw cacao, and
What is that? That's made
cayenne.
up, right? Is that like carob?
No, that's what
Cacao?
you make chocolate out of.
Cacao.
They make chocolate out of cocoa. They don't call it cacao. Cacao is something else.
That's isn't that
I don't
just
know.
a
I just
fancy
know that
way?
they're like cacao nibs. You can
Here's
buy
my
them.
opinion
Yeah.
of cacao.
It's
They
like
come
raw,
out with
it's
it-
raw unprocessed chocolate bean, which is bitter.
Yeah.
They have not had time to tell you that it's bad for you. They haven't had time to figure that out yet. That's what always happens with these things. They give you something like, oh, this is fine. This is bad, but this is fine. So stop eating that and eat this. Then 2 years later, like, don't eat that. That was a bad idea.
That was
Sure.
like was it agave nectar?
There you go.
That was the
Everybody's
one that
eating
came out and
agave.
was like, agave nectar is amazing. It's the next
It's
thing.
just
Who
sugar.
needs sugar?
Yeah.
You don't. And then fast forward 2 years and I was like, yeah, don't
We
eat
just
that.
need to accept as the human race that like sweet is not good for us.
Pretty much. Just
Yeah.
eat
Yeah.
steak all the time. I brought extra steak to work today, and I have it in a little cooler. And Gus, the dog, who's
Who's
running
like,
around here somewhere, I hear his
Gus?
collar
I
jiggling.
hear
You can take
Gus
his collar
dog's
off, 'cause
collar.
he's being real
Hey,
jingly.
Gus. Hi.
Gus,
here, come here,
come here.
Gus.
Gus,
Come here.
Gus
Hey,
was
little
eating
buddy.
some steak with me, and then I left an entire steak on my desk and walked
What
away. Hey, Gus,
happened
the
to that
dog, how you
steak? Hello, Gus.
doing? And then he
Gus
didn't.
the dog.
He didn't eat the steak on the desk. He was in the room with it and didn't eat it. So that's a good dog.
Did you not
That's
eat the
discipline.
steak?
Oh, he's a good guy.
What are you eating right now, Gus?
Whatever he found around the corner.
Dogs are like little kids where they just like put shit in their mouth. You know,
Yeah.
dogs can't hold anything, but you know that's the one thing about little kids. It's like if you leave them alone for 2 seconds, they'll take whatever
Yes.
they have in their hand and shove it in their mouth.
Or up their nose. Or in an ear.
Hey, speaking of which,
Uh-oh.
total
What?
tangent here. I was in the airport the other day and they had those little ball super magnets. I thought those were illegal. I thought they got rid of those.
Because you're not supposed to be able to use them because you might swallow them and they
Yeah.
get in on opposite sides of your intestine or something and start pinching
They
stuff,
find
right?
each other and pinch.
And,
Yeah.
go boop, and then they destroy your insides. Look at that dog.
All right, that's enough with you. I
You
get
got
it.
you done with Gus?
He's stealing all the attention.
He is.
Come on.
Good dog. Good boy, Gus.
I think the carpet's clean now.
All right, well, Sophie, we are now we're 6 days into this.
Set or what's today?
6 or 7. We
the seventh.
started.
Seventh.
We started on the
Technically the
2nd.
seventh, right?
Yeah, we started on the 2nd, so we're 6 days in. But you're 7 days
Oh,
in. We started a
okay.
little bit after you.
All right.
Yeah.
7 days in.
So,
7 days strong.
so what is day 7 like? As people who are on day 6, is it
Day
is it better?
7.
Does it get easier?
You get a little bit tired. I mean, there's a whole timeline. You can look it up.
Really?
Really?
A lot
Like
of
it's like
stuff is
what
gonna
to
happen to
expect
you.
when
Yeah.
you're.
So if you send it to me today, it's like
Yeah.
a whole timeline of what to expect as the days go by. Day 10, I told you, is the hump day. It's when people give up.
Yeah.
But you get past that. Do you get the crazy like endorphin rush that people get
Yes.
sometimes?
Really?
Tiger blood. Yeah. You're supposed to become like your best
You get
self.
an IV of tiger blood.
So it's become like a Marilyn Monroe quote,
My
basically living that.
best self.
Two
So day 20, it
IVs,
says,
yeah.
is a vision quest day. That's when you have your hallucinations and you lose your fucking mind. Oh. Nathan does this too, right? Your boyfriend Nathan does it?
Yeah. Actually, I was eating just like a normal person until Nathan started all of this.
So he's like patient zero for this
Yeah.
stuff. Good
Yeah.
to know.
All right, well, we're
Good
going to
to
go
know the
after
source.
him because I'm hungry and I'm angry and I'm really I miss wine,
Yeah.
beer,
Cheese.
cheese, crackers,
Stop talking.
I miss
it.
pancakes.
ice cream.
Oh my God. So we, years ago, Ellie, you said you want to do it because you were just curious if you could do it, right?
Yeah.
So years ago, we were listening to, I think it was like the Howard Stern radio show, and David Blaine was on, and he was talking about this thing he did called the Master Cleanse. And essentially, he was getting ready to like go in, I don't know, some kind of like clear cube in Times Square for a week. And so he was preparing himself to fast for 7 days because all he would have in there was a tube with water, and that was it. So he did this thing for like,
Was he being a hamster for a week?
that's what he does. Like there was one where he buried himself under the ground, and it was just like he was 6 feet underground. All he had was like a little window to look out, and people could walk over him and look down into it. You ever seen the weird like stunts that David Blaine does?
I seem to have missed those.
John, what else
Hey,
did
wait,
he do? Was
is
he in
he-
water? Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
ice block.
Is
Sat in an
he
ice block.
the magician?
He's a performer. I don't know if magician's the right word for that anymore.
Illusionist.
Illusionist.
I see. Well, there you go. That's what I know.
Anyway, he was on Howard Stern. He was talking about to prepare for this. He did this master cleanse, which is, I think you're supposed to do it for 2 weeks, and he did it for 30 or 60 days, where you don't eat any solid food. You just drink, this is from memory here, a combination of water, grade B maple syrup, cayenne pepper, and
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Lemon juice,
I
yes.
know
Yeah.
that thing. I know. I know that is like a juice cleanse plus.
And I did it with Jeff Ramsey. We were going to see if we could do it because we had Ellie's idea of like, can we do this or not?
Yeah.
And I went 7 days, and my boss was like, said I was standing in a meeting, and I just started like rotating while standing. Like I was like this, teetering. And he's like, you need to eat something right now. I went and ate those orange and peanut butter crackers. You know, the orange crackers with peanut butter in them from the vending machine? Horrible diet. Horrible thing to eat after 7 days of no food.
that seems like
I
it
almost
would
died.
Be, was it overwhelming or was it disgusting?
It was horrible. It was like once it hit my stomach, it like just like it like rushed through my body, and it's like can't describe. Like my body just grabbed onto it. But Jeff, Jeff was like, I got to give up because I can't do this. And it was he was like 3 o'clock one of the days. And he's like, I'm done. I can't do it. And I was like, come on, Nico, you got to last longer than this. He goes, no, dude. It was day one. He goes, I've been doing this for 24 hours. I go, no, we started at midnight last night. You've basically skipped breakfast. That's all you've done. And he was like, I can't take it. I'm out. So he gave up immediately. I've always wanted to try it again, see if he could try it and go like 30 or 40 days without any food whatsoever.
To be fair though, that juice is kind of gross.
Yeah, the cayenne pepper really takes it over the top, I think. Yeah.
Whole 30's not that bad, right?
Well,
Whole 30's not that bad,
No.
right?
I mean,
Not as
today,
bad.
I would say after breakfast today was the first time that I felt like satiated from a meal and like, oh, that was really good and I'm full and I feel like I ate just now.
I will say this: I go into every meal starving. It's been a long time since it's like usually I
have to eat
eat
more
because it's
fat.
time to eat.
Yeah.
You know, that's one of the weirdest things about when you go into the workforce is it's time for lunch. So you go to lunch and you just eat because that's your time to eat. This is like I need to eat food right now. I'm starving to death.
Yeah.
So.
Valkyrie needs food badly.
But we'll see. Yeah, so far okay. Okay, 6 days into this thing.
You're
We'll
now
see.
the official rep of Whole
Yeah,
30
we're-
apparently.
We'll see
I'm
what
eating a
happens.
lot of potatoes
the hard way.
because potatoes are allowed.
I eat sweet potatoes. You eat potatoes.
I
love
love potatoes.
Yeah.
The fact that if I couldn't have potatoes, I think I'd probably be out already. But I can have potatoes. So I have a lot of potatoes, and that's cool.
So we'll see. It's also I gotta admit here, it's expensive. It feels like.
It's not sustainable. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you know, honestly, everything that comes in a box is
It's the
cheap.
cheapest
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
And, like-
pasta and packaged foods.
And bread and everything. Let's stop talking. Let's stop talking about it right now.
Hey, what if we should
Pasta.
do like when we're done, we should like all go and get pizza and beer together.
Yeah.
That'll make us all so sick.
Yeah, but it'll
Ellie,
taste good at
let's-
first.
Ellie's like covered in bruises. She's
I
like,
have so many bruises. Like this is my favorite guy. This
That
is
bruise
turning
has a
all
pattern.
shapes.
That's the machine gun bruise.
That's the machine gun bruise because apparently I messed up. And I have like bruises under my arms here from where I fell, and then this is quite an impressive one on my leg. I'm about to get more because I just did a session of Krav Maga with Eddie, and my knuckles already are like, I just bruise like a peach. This is like I feel like I'm the perfect
Well,
candidate.
you
for
wounded
this.
yourself in the last like dojo that you went to. You overpunched or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait, is that when you punch with? Because you're only supposed to punch with these knuckles, and then if you punch with these ones, they're all little
Top two.
and,
It's supposed to be the top
busty,
two.
right?
Most of the time, you punch somebody with a bare fist. There's a good shot you're going to break your hand. It's a really good shot. Yeah.
I'm always surprised.
Sophie knows about that.
So, fun fact: you
Sophie
trained,
punches people all the time.
Ellie, you trained with Eddie today. He's teaching 2 more classes before he comes to work next.
I know.
Tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
He's
Teaching class
fights
tonight
a
and a
lot.
class first thing in the
Wow.
morning.
He hits a lot of people.
It's amazing.
that's why he's so
so
calm.
fast. That was the thing that really like. I mean, like obviously super strong as well. But the way that like you would be teaching me how to, if someone's like pointing a gun directly at you, how to move yourself out the way and push their hand, and he like he'd blink and he does it. It was crazy, and I was like all fumbly and rubbish.
Which is funny. Like, I feel like the Krav Maga Eddie is his superhero persona,
Yeah.
and he comes to work and he's mild mannered Eddie Rivas.
Yeah.
Like writer and overall super nerd.
Yeah. Then when he leaves, he's like, "Gotta fight crime." It's amazing.
We should get him a costume.
We should. All Might from My Hero Academia.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Well, I want to remind everybody if you want to talk to us on this is the last Thursday podcast, is that right? That we're doing? So this is the final Thursday podcast. The
Ending on a low note. I like it.
The summer experiment. We haven't gotten to
What do you
talking
think of
about
that,
this yet,
Gus?
so we'll get there. But thanks, Sophie. And Ellie, if you want to stick
Thanks.
around, you're more than welcome to, unless
Yeah.
you're going to take Gus and go home.
Do you
But-
want him?
What's that? No, he's
You could sit
fine.
here.
Do you want to go jump up here, Gus?
I want to remind everyone that this episode of the Rooster podcast, is brought to you by Boomerang. Boomerang is a new subscription video app offering timeless cartoons and new original animated series. If you need some cartoon catharsis, Boomerang's got anvils falling on Wile E. Coyote's head, classic. Tom endlessly chasing Jerry, and Scooby snacks with the Mystery Incorporated crew. You can find Boomerang on the web, mobile, Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, and Chromecast. Visit boomerang.com/promo and use the promo code Rooster to start your free trial today. That's boomerang.com/promo using the promo code Rooster to get your free trial. That was like a new sponsor. The last time I was on the podcast was the first time I think I had read from Boomerang
no,
before.
Boomerang's cool.
May I have you used it?
Yeah, it's got lots of old cartoons. So, like you and I.
What's the cartoon you watched as a kid?
Oh God, anything that was on Nickelodeon. So I watched. It wasn't always old cartoons, but it was a lot of like the classic Disney Roadrunner stuff. If they had it.
Looney Tunes?
Yo, so much Looney Tunes.
They got Tom and Jerry too, which Tom and Jerry I freaking love.
Yeah, and then but I watched a lot of old TV series in general. It was like I Love Lucy, Green Acres, Gilligan's Island. A lot of the stuff that was on. You know how
So you watch live action shows?
yeah, because you know how they had Nick at Night. It was just a block of classic TV shows that they showed. I loved those. I went through a huge phase of black and white movies, and I was all like, Ginger Rogers and Fred Astaire are the best, and I'm going to grow up to be them.
Well,
And
you know,
then I didn't.
I mean, it's weird because I always think about like when I was a kid, I would regularly watch stuff like Three Stooges and Little Rascals, and that was like from
Little
the 20s and
Rascals,
stuff,
yeah.
you
Like,
know.
think about that. That's where we were watching TV that was 40 years old.
Yeah, I talked about that last time. It's crazy. Eat this. So, I'm sorry. Peter Hayes is sending animated GIFs to me. I have to say GIFs when you're in the room.
Look, I'm not making you do anything.
I'm doing it to be
You're
a good
your
person.
Own man.
What's that? Well,
You're your own man.
If you're gonna eat 30 days of twigs and berries, I can say GIF when you're around.
Can we eat twigs?
I probably eat too much. I think anytime you start anything that's like kind of like food regimen, I think you tend to do things to try to get yourself back to what you were eating, and you overcompensate in that way. Like I thought, this is my crutch food. Like everyone on Atkins would eat bacon nonstop, which while it's low carb, is probably not the best strategy. You can also eat healthy and eat low carb. But for me, it's like I eat a lot of nuts and seeds, which are probably not the best thing.
I know. I'm finding pistachio shells all over the floor everywhere.
Bullshit, you are not.
If I need to find Burnie, I follow the trail of pistachio shells.
You have full permission, unless you're going to be devious about it, to, in our house, if you find a pistachio shell anywhere, take a picture of it, post it, and I will give you $1.
Roger that.
$1.
Roger that.
You
I'm
have
about
not
to be a
found
rich
pistachio
lady.
shells anywhere. Of course, you're going to go shell a bunch of pistachios and scatter it for income.
Oh, please.
That's a revenue generation model.
You will just stand over the counter and just start shredding them. There's shrapnel flying everywhere.
I could do. I have peeled so many pistachios. I hurt my thumbnail. It's true. It's true.
What?
I just want you to realize the quality of man that you're dating. That I like.
You're very delicate.
I think it was like 30 pistachios before I broke my thumb. That's what happened. So, but you're happy doing this?
Yeah, like trying to. Yeah,
The whole 30 thing?
it's nice to try and break bad habits. Mm-hmm. You know, because I have been, just. I know I've been not eating great, and like I look in the mirror and I gain squishy weight instead of muscle weight, and then I just sort of get mad at myself, and then I get sad and go eat some potato chips.
Because you're sad about the view in the mirror, and so you go and eat stuff.
Yeah, so it was.
Well, we've determined.
I eat because I'm unhappy, and then I'm unhappy because I eat.
What accent was that?
Well, that was just, I think, a generic European accent. I'm not sure how to do it in a nice Scottish accent.
But you're Scottish.
Doesn't mean I can. So I can just. It's built into my genes. I can bust out a Scottish accent.
You should be able to do your own accent.
You're right. I was born in a tartan.
What's that?
I was born in a tartan.
Yeah, plaid is your favorite color. But we've discovered something since we've lived together. Spoiler alert: we lived together. That I am really good diet-wise at making decisions in the grocery store or in a restaurant, and I'm terrible about those decisions at home. Meaning, if I'm in a grocery store and there's a box of Cheez-Its, I go, I'm not going to buy the box of Cheez-Its. And then I don't buy the box of Cheez-Its, doesn't come to the house, But if there's a box of Cheez-Its in the house, I will eat 100% of them. Or I'll eat, you complain about this.
In a day.
I eat like all of them but 4, and then I didn't eat all of them.
And you're like, it's not empty.
That's usually I eat your food. That's another bad habit I have. I eat your food when you have something.
Yeah, because
In
I'm
the
the
fridge or
opposite.
something.
I will buy anything at the store and then make it last for 2 months.
What's the worst habit I have? Is it eating your food? Is that bad?
I think that's the one that makes me the maddest
Yeah.
because I go to eat it and then I don't have it to eat and then I'm mad because I just got happy.
Yeah. Because I took it away. It's like getting the rug pulled out from under you. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, apparently I leave pistachio shells for you to nosh on anywhere you go.
Yeah, as long
How
as
dare
you
you.
bend over and pick them up and just chew on a shell.
I gotta say, I have a bone to pick with you. I made you a lovely dinner last night.
You did. It was really nice.
You were wrapped up in you were playing Destiny. You said you were recording footage of Destiny 2 for the No.
Which I did.
8 hours of footage, apparently. You started at like 6 p.m. and I think you came to bed at 3 in the morning.
I recorded part of the opening, and then I wanted to play further into the game and take some gameplay capture from different locations. So the European Dead Zone and Titan, thank you very much.
Who do you think plays more video games, me or you?
Me.
I think what I do is I get on one game and I play it nonstop until
Yeah,
I get
you're
sick of
playing
it.
7 Days to Die like constantly.
No,
right now.
I think Battlegrounds was worse.
Battlegrounds was pretty heavy, but you broke that now.
But yeah, I haven't played Battlegrounds in a long time. I actually feel kind of bad about that because I feel like there was like a little bit of a turn on Battlegrounds where people were like, it got kind of be cool to hate it for a while.
If I was you, I wouldn't feel too bad about it. They just passed like 10 million owners, and it took all of the top games off Steam. Like it passed Counter-Strike and it passed Dota. I think it's going to be okay without you.
I don't know how I feel about Dota.
Can
I be honest? I know that's a controversial thing to say because it's got a lot of fans.
I just don't care about Dota. And that's fine. You don't have to care about every game. Why would you care about every game?
I'm just not a MOBA person. John, are you a MOBA? You used to play, what, Smite, right?
Yeah.
That was the big MOBA that everybody
That was the MOBA I
playing.
played. I tried to get into like Dota and League, but that was a no.
I make John talk while he's adjusting his mic.
That's
but
fine.
I want John, when he gets on mic here, I want him to talk about what we're doing for 7 Days to Die. We started this. There's
guys have a
Twitter
project.
There's a Twitter account. It's the Rooster Teeth. What do we call it?
RT_servers.
RT_servers.
No, I know you've got that Twitter account because you hooked that up. You verified that Twitter account with my phone number.
Yeah.
And forgot to turn off text notifications.
Oh, that's right.
And then tweeted out that you'd started it. I had hundreds of text notifications. I got
Of, like, the
notified
follows
for
and
every
everything?
single follow. Every single one. And just, it was hundreds over the course of like minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had to go, Burnie, can you please turn it off? My phone is dying. It is literally vibrating
it's
itself
still
to
doing it?
death.
Yeah, but so we've started this Archie server, so we're having more gaming servers.
Yeah.
People like the Battlegrounds one we did. So
Yeah.
now I started it, but you took it over. We're doing a 7 Days to Die server.
We have a 7 Days to Die server. It's live. It's like up to day. Last time I jumped in a few days ago, it was already up to day 96.
See, that's a tough thing about 7
Okay,
Days
what
to
does
Die
that
servers.
mean though? What does that mean with a server? Does
is a
time progress as long
It
as
persists-
anyone is on it?
It persists
persistent.
as long as one person is in it.
Is that
And
what
so-
it is?
Huh?
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
because
think,
it's not.
is that how
it's-
realms work too in Minecraft? It might.
No,
No?
Well, I don't know actually how
Oh.
realms work, but the 7 Days to Die, it's because it's a dedicated server elsewhere. It's once someone logs in, it goes. So that's why it's up to day. Like I jumped in with a bunch of people, and jumped in a day before the next iteration of 7 Days,
Yeah.
and I'd never played 7 Days to Die that far into a game, and we held up in like a mine room, and I saw zombies I'd never seen before.
Yeah, it scales as you go further along. It's like the zombies that come after you, and especially these, what are they, blood harvest? Or
Yeah,
moon harvest?
the
something like
whatever
that?
the seventh
Every
day
seventh
is.
day, there's like an event that happens where it's a massive horde of all like the toughest zombies that come at you. And you have to basically spend your 6 days preparing for that night.
They automatically come at you as well, as opposed to the other zombies, which will not come at you unless they find you.
That's right. They'll just charge you, and they
These
charge
ones
you
are
for like 8
literally
hours
just
straight.
sent at you. So
Like
you're-
someone like sent out an Evite. They
It's
all got
horde mode.
together and decided to
Yes.
like move on, have a house party at your place.
Yes.
Ashley hates any kind of zombie games. Hates them.
Okay, hate's a strong word.
Well-
I just have no personal interest in playing them, and I get scared easily, so I do this.
7 Days to Die is a lot of nothing of you like doing sandbox creation stuff, and you're just mining rocks and everything, and then all of a sudden scared out of your mind by a pack of dogs rushing you from behind.
Yeah. And to me, it's like 7 Days to Die. What it does well is it's like crafting for a purpose.
Yeah.
In Minecraft, you're not really crafting for any purpose whatsoever. You're just crafting to craft.
Yeah, the 7 days cycle builds that, because even though you live through the 7th day of like the blood moon or whatever, it's going to scale in
Yeah.
7 more days, and you have to build up to that. So you're constantly like weighing how much you've prepared your house to be safe to how much you can go out and explore for new schematics and stuff.
Well, this is we now have. I'm at the point in that game where I'm out. There's always a moment where I set like an arbitrary goal for myself, and then when I hit it, I'm done with the game.
Like that, like that's your, because the game has no end, so you have to determine what your end.
Yeah, I
is.
think for like Battlegrounds, I said I'd win 5 chicken dinners 5 nights in a row. When I do that, I'll stop. And I think I said that when I had 3 in a row. So then we got to 5, and I was like, all right, I'm done. I hit my arbitrary goal, which doesn't make any sense. So now I have this feeling of completion. For me, it was like I was going to try to do all the achievements in 7 Days to Die, but the achievement that I'm on,
The wellness one?
the wellness one I got,
Okay.
up to 200, which is a pain in the ass.
It
but
is.
I'm now on the one where it's travel 1,000 kilometers across everything, and I'm like 840 after playing the game for probably a couple hundred hours over the course of the last year and a half, and I'm only like 800 kilometers. I'm like, I'm not doing 25% of what I've already done in order to get this achievement. So I'm like,
That's like 15%. But does your moped?
what does that mean? 15%.
Didn't you say it's a?
I'm
you're
at
like
800 out of 1,000.
Okay, so you're 80, so you need 20%.
No, I need 25% of 80 to
think you
make
actually
20.
said-
You are correct. You're better at math than I am.
Thanks, buddy.
Wow, we just reinforced gender roles.
You'll be okay. You'll be okay.
Does your moped in the game? I'm sorry, your sweet ass motorcycle.
A
does it
mini
take
bike.
gas?
How dare you?
It is a
Does
mini
it
bike.
take gas?
Are you making fun of me? You play a game that there's a cat that turns into a car. What is that stupid Persona game you're playing nonstop?
Well, okay, that was Persona 5. I am no longer playing Persona 5. I beat it and saved the world. Thank you very much. I am now playing Persona
We're all
4
grateful.
Golden.
What are you playing?
Persona 4 Golden, and it's not a cat that turns into a car. It's a bear mascot that turns into a regular boy.
You are going backwards now in this game? You're playing Persona 4?
Well, I jumped into the series on 5, and I liked it so much
God.
that I was like, well, this is on the Persona 4 Golden's on the Vita.
Here's what I'm hearing. I got to sit through 3 more of these games being played in the background this whole time.
No, actually, I heard that Persona 3, it shows age, and I probably don't want to do the ones before that because
Oh,
it's just
yeah.
like too rudimentary. However, there is the entire Shin Megami Tensei series, which Persona is a spin-off of, that's coming to Switch. There's a new Persona Q game coming to 3DS. Do you want me to continue?
No,
oh,
I
yeah,
don't.
and the dancing spin-offs. Dancing Moon Knight.
By
And
the way,
dance-
speaking of dancing, Not to cut you off, do you have more on the list of
No, tell me
games I'm
about
never
the-
going to play? Ever got a whole list here for me?
Look, you just don't know what it's like to be a magical schoolboy saving the world by going into TVs and cell phones.
You didn't know me. You met me later in my life. I could have been a magical schoolboy earlier in my life. But did you see that Andy got to #1 on Reddit with a
He
Destiny,
did.
Destiny GIF?
It was great.
Sorry, I'm just trying to be a team player.
It's a GIF. It's a GIF.
No,
Look,
please, here we go.
You can pronounce it
Straight down the rabbit
You can
hole.
pronounce it as you like. I don't
Or
try
you
to
can
make
pronounce it
anyone else
correctly.
pronounce it GIF. If someone comes after me saying you're pronouncing it wrong, I tell them why I pronounce it the way that I do. I feel like you guys are coming after me for it. I'm just defending myself.
Listen, I'm towing the line here. I'm good. I'm pronouncing it wrong for you. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to be a team player.
You do as you like.
All right. So where were we say about this? Oh, Andy got to #1 on Reddit.
Andy's on he's on #1 Reddit. He's on the gaming subreddit. Yeah, with him dancing and dodging bullets in Destiny. It's a pretty fantastic little 17-second video. There it is.
We got it. Yeah.
It looks like breakdance fighting. Or, what was that? Gun kata.
Gotta.
From, God, what was that?
What
was that movie?
It was the Christian Bale one.
Yeah.
Have you played?
Destiny 2? No, on PC, so I'm waiting for October.
I see. I'm the same way. Ashley, you work at a division of the company called The Know, which knows
Hey, I do
a lot
too.
about video games. So does John Reisinger, works here. So explain to me, what is the cross-platform thing with Destiny? It's like if I have it on the
It
Xbox
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
at all.
It
No,
doesn't exist.
which actually I was happy about because I was worried that with the cross-platform and PC coming out a month and a half later, then everybody who's on console has all this time to build up their power level, and then
Yeah.
when I get in October, they'll be like, I'll be just a baby.
Yeah,
but
there
she
was
said it's not.
No, there was a rumor that the PS4 and PC version, you'd be able to take your character across. Not that you could cross play. So if you were on PC, you couldn't play with PS4
gotcha.
people, but you could take your character and then
Play with your
between
PC
the
buddies.
two. That was actually one of the reasons that I ended up getting the PS4 version. The other reason being that we have a PS4 Pro at home, and I wanted it to be really pretty. We don't have an Xbox One X yet. So, by the way, I pre-ordered one.
I pre-ordered one. Come on, we got to talk through this stuff. What are we doing?
Well, now we're gonna have a bedroom one and a living room one.
Yeah. All right.
I don't see a problem with this, but so I
relatable.
wanted it to look really nice, so I got the PS4 version, and my intention was. I know that, I figured Teddy and JD would want to eventually play on the PC version, and I was like, I'll just get all, cool, max levels and stuff, and then be able to help, boost everyone and power level everyone up. And now I will not be that hero. I will be a scrub like everyone else on PC.
Yeah. Well, everyone's going to start off as a scrub. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
you can power up with us. Because I didn't play the first one.
Do I have
It really
to?
doesn't matter where you are relative to everyone else either. It just matters where you are relative to your own friends.
Yeah.
Like in your fire team and people that you raid with and things like that. So who's your fire team? We got
Is
John?
that a thing?
You got friends?
Is that a thing?
You got 2 friends you hang out and play with Destiny with?
I've never played Destiny before.
Oh, really? Never?
Because it was always on console.
It's like bowling night.
And I don't really game on console. I have an Xbox One at home, but I don't really play on it ever.
Wow, what a fucking hipster. Look at you. Making the rest
Does
of us
that
feel
make me a hipster?
bad. I don't know. By the way, Thomas Corey on Twitter wanted you all to know that the movie that you were talking about is Equilibrium.
Equilibrium with
I love that movie. That's
where they
the one
killed
where they don't-
Sean Bean in the first 5 seconds.
Of course
every
they did.
Sean.
That's the one where they don't feel anything,
'Cause they
and
take the pill.
they take medicine to not feel because they decided that feeling is what made war, and so now they just don't feel, and everything is peaceful and normal, and they burn books and painting and art and anything that might make people feel, and then it turns out there's an underground who's intent on saving feelings. But Gunkata's awesome.
You know what they don't burn in that movie? Really cool socks. Hey, how often do you think about your socks? If you're like I used to be, not much. But we recently discovered socks that change the way that we'll think about socks forever. They're called Bombas. Bombas are the most comfortable socks in the history of feet. Made from premium cotton, Bombas stay warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And every pair comes with a built-in blister tab, innovative arch support, stay-up technology, and a seamless toe. With many colors, patterns, lengths, and styles, Bombas look great in the gym, at the office, and out on the town. Bombas are what feet daydream about. And for every Bombas purchase you make, Bombas donates a pair to someone in need. Oh, that's really cool. Keep cool, keep comfortable, and keep contributing with the best socks in the history of feet. Bombas. Buy one pair or four at bombas.com/roosterteeth today and get 20% off your first purchase. That's BOMBAS.com/roosterteeth for 20% off. Bombas.com/roosterteeth. So that's really cool. You buy a pair of socks and they donate a pair of socks.
Yeah, fun fact, I have a bunch of Bombas at home.
Really? Mm-hmm. You hoarding the Bombas?
I'm hoarding the Bombas.
Wow. You're
Yeah.
not sharing the wealth?
They did a no sponsorship, and I got socks, and I really like the socks. I'm picky about my socks.
I became a sock person. I'm not wearing good socks today. I'm wearing like short socks today. So
Well, they have no-show socks, and they've also got ones. I've got boat shoes that are like I always have trouble finding socks for because
you
the
don't have
socks
a boat.
always.
Do you have a boat?
I don't have a boat. I'm lying with my shoes on a daily basis.
You're a poser. You're a boat poser.
Well, look, it's no vlog yacht.
Is there anything I don't know about you? You think?
Sure.
Like if like you find out that you had a boat, and that would be a surprise to me.
I would be impressed with myself for managing to keep an entire boat hidden. I'm not sure what the purpose of hiding a whole boat.
What do you think is the biggest thing about you that I don't know? Not like skeletons in the closet stuff, because I'm sure there's plenty of those.
When I was in 8th grade, I wrote a writing contest. I wrote that a girl got sucked into a game and died.
And what happened?
She died in real life.
She wrote The Matrix in 8th grade?
Well, sort of, except she just like got sucked in the computer. Like she just disappeared, not just like body dropped to the ground. Just like she disappeared into the computer and then died.
Did you win the writing contest?
I did.
Really?
I would we had like a junior high school, literary magazine thing, and it got published in that, and I have no idea where that is. I would love to find it and read just how terrible it is.
Really? Yeah. So did that really happen? The girl? Did you make it up?
What?
So you're basically a liar, basically. You're a little 8th grade liar is what I'm hearing in all
Oh, yeah. You're just lucky in that one there was no dragon involved. Man, I got super into dragons. That was how I...
Did you?
Yeah.
Was it like a sexual thing? Like I always think like when girls
What?
were super into horses, I was like...
I evolved from a horse girl into a dragon girl.
Well, it's a natural progression, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you start off loving horses. What is it with girls loving horses? What is the story with that? I mean, horses are pretty cool, but let's not go crazy.
My grandma had a horse and it let me ride it and feed it and go lump, 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 lump and eat out of my hands. And, I would, it was gigantic and majestic. And I read Black Beauty.
You learned to love it?
Yeah. And my friend Flicka, I was,
Wait a minute. Is that
I
a
don't know
book or do you have a friend named Flicka?
that's a book.
Okay.
But no, I was just such a know-it-all little fucking nerd in elementary school. My 4th grade teacher bet me I couldn't read this, My Friend Flick. It was like a 400-page book, which for a 4th grader is a lot of pages.
Yeah.
And she bet me I couldn't read it in a week, and I totally did. And I showed her, and I was just sure she was like, great.
Good for you.
And I was like, I did it. You didn't think I could do it? I did it.
He's like,
And then I really liked horses.
you cursed yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So one of the things...
What do I not know about you?
Well, I didn't lie to get into E3. I mean, I made a shitty website, but it was a real website.
So did I.
Yeah, but you made up your website to get into E3.
So did you.
No, it was the thing. It was,
You made yours to get free games.
Well, that's the thing. Did your website have actual content, or did you fake the content to then get into E3?
How do you fake the content? No, it had actual content.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Just your Shadow Run thing? Was it Shadowbane?
Shadowbane.
Shadowbane,
But
sorry.
before Shadowbane, I did...
Explain this real quick. So to get in your first E3,
I made a website.
Made a website. I thought you faked a website. I thought you faked your credentials.
No, I made an entire website. In fact, I used it as it was also like an exercise. I was teaching myself different programming languages. And that website, I think I was teaching myself, I was doing Perl at that point. So I was teaching myself Perl, and I made a website and databases integrate the SQL databases and all that sort of stuff. And so it was a project of learning. Like, I would like to do this. I don't know how. I shall learn how to do this and immediately implement it. So it was also that kind of project. And I made, my very first site was I just did one fan site for American McGee's Alice. And then people liked it and said, do one for this and this and this. And so I did a couple of them. And then I just built a general gaming website. It didn't last very long. Mm-hmm. And then that's how I got into E3.
Got into E3, and from there, what was the path to becoming a frag doll? Was that related?
No, that wasn't really super related, except that I did end up having a fan site for Shadowbane and playing in the beta for that. And then some of the developers for that, because it was published by Ubisoft, told me that Ubisoft was casting for frag dolls.
Okay.
And so then I submitted an application for that.
Is casting the right word? Is that what they were doing? Like
Yes, it was casting because you can't ask for headshots or photos in a normal job application.
Oh, that's really interesting. I never thought about that
Yeah.
before.
So it was it's if you ask for anything like appearance wise, it has to be a casting.
Really, you can't ask for that, huh? They ask for your
Discrimination.
ID. That's good. Yeah. But casting is totally cool to be discriminatory, I guess.
Absolutely.
I guess so. I guess it's okay to discriminate in that regard. So is it like when you were teenager starting off in all this? Obviously, when Frag Dolls took it to a different level, but was being a pretty girl who plays video games, was this an enormously valuable thing for you growing up, or were you like
Oh God, no.
reviled nerd? Like
God, no.
everyone
I
else?
was trying so hard to make friends in high school. A bunch of the dudes in my JavaScript class. This is how clueless I was.
Okay, wait to see where this story goes.
I took a Java class because I couldn't find JavaScript on the on the syllabus. I took HTML to learn how to do basic websites and stuff, and
Yeah.
I couldn't find JavaScript, so I took a Java class. Turns out they're not the same thing.
Yep.
Just so you know. Was completely useless in it, but a bunch of the dudes in the class, they were all playing StarCraft. And I was like, I don't have StarCraft, but I do have a space game called Homeworld. I'm going to install that on the computers. And so I basically played Homeworld in class.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the teacher during all this?
The teacher was, for that class, was absolutely useless, completely absent. Was just, here's a bunch of exercises, go through, type this in here and do this. And it was just a list of, basically it told you step by step by step how to complete these exercises.
I feel like every computer class early on was like, you kind of did busy work until you just all broke down and played games. Of some
pretty much.
kind, yeah.
Fun fact, those guys never liked me.
Why not? What happened?
I don't know, because I was playing Homeworld instead of StarCraft and they didn't give a shit.
Really?
Yeah.
That makes me mad.
My very first gaming friend is I had a holiday job at, I think it was called Media Play, like one of those like old, media stores that had like a book section and here's a DVD section and a music section. They had a game section. And so I got a part-time, like a holiday job in the gaming section of that store. That's the closest I ever got. I always aspired to work somewhere really awesome like Babbage's.
Yeah, I worked at Babbage's.
Yeah, there you go. You're one of the cool ones.
You could check out video games and take them home. That's
What?
badass.
I
know.
couldn't do that.
Listen, I don't want to brag. It was pretty
But
cool.
one of the guys that worked there was my friend, and then it introduced me to
Who's this guy? Sorry. Go ahead.
I introduced me to another friend, who introduced me to another friend, who introduced me to another friend, and that's sort of like how I built a circle of friends. I didn't go to school with any, like no one I went to school with I played games with.
Really?
It was a real tragedy, with the exception of like in 5th grade with over at my friend's house playing on her
Nintendo
brother's
or the-
Super Nintendo kind
Yeah,
of thing.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was when I was in like 7th grade. I was playing Ultimate games. There was like 4 of us in the corner of the cafeteria that would talk about it in very hushed tones. We wouldn't raise our voice over a certain level. It's kind of cool how far everything's come. I mean, it's like then you got cast as a frag doll. How long did you do that? It seemed like you did it for a long time, but it really wasn't that long.
It wasn't that long. It was 4 years.
Were you the first one to leave?
No. Oh God, no. So I started 2004, and our first frag doll to leave was Cat Hunter.
Oh right.
And that was after like maybe 5 or 6 months. She didn't want to do the competitive thing, and went off to community thing, and is now married to Chris Metzen.
Yeah. What is he, creative director for Blizzard? Like,
Yeah.
like the lead creative on the Warcraft franchises.
Yeah, and they seem very, very happy.
Yeah.
So she was the first one to
Did
leave.
he retire though?
What?
Did he retire? Anyway, go ahead. I'll look it up. I should know that off the
think
top
so,
of my head.
yes.
Yeah.
I think he said he wanted to, spend time with family and stuff. But yeah, so I was there for 4 years. I was far from the first to leave, and then went off to Australia.
Then you went off to Australia, worked for Xbox in Australia. Remember there? That's where we met. You
Yeah.
worked there for 4 years, right?
Yep.
4 years.
Yeah, so I was Australia 2008, 2012, moved back 2012, and then started dating this dude like 2 weeks after I moved back, and eventually left my job for him.
Okay, explain that. That make that sound like I forced you to leave your job.
No. I brought that up. Remember when I was visiting?
We had a rule. We were long
had a
distance.
rule.
We could only go 2 weeks apart. Like every second weekend, we had to see each other.
And we dated in Borderlands too,
Yeah, we played a lot of Borderlands 2 together
as
at the
our
time.
date game.
Yeah. I was like homeless at the time. I was renting different places, like bouncing from place to place. I went like a year with no house, basically. And then you ended up at IGN. And what was your job at IGN?
I was the head of social and community. And
You just come from a community gig in Australia. Your last job there was for Hawken, right?
Yeah, so immediately after Microsoft, there was a very brief stint working on Hawken, and then wasn't really feeling that, and then IGN headhunted me.
Oh, okay.
So
brought you over from Australia. Mm-hmm. You know, one of the things, I don't know if we can even talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway.
Okay.
Is when you moved from San Francisco to Austin, you had been paid a relocation bonus to move all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
And we had to pay back half of that. So
You had to ransom me.
I did.
It was like paying a dowry. To my company.
Yeah. IGN. So I'm still bitter about it. had to pay him some money back. But and then you came to work here. So this is something I think that I hesitate to bring this up, but I feel like, if we're talking about stuff, we should talk about this.
Okay.
Which is, I think you have had to deal with things over the last few years that you've worked at Rooster Teeth, where it's like, because we're dating, I think there's sometimes the impression from the audience that like you have the stuff that you've built, or the stuff that you've built is because you're dating me. Do you get that sometimes? When in reality, it's like completely the opposite. Do you think that like dating me is holding you back at this company?
No, it changes things. Like, we're really careful about like, there are specific things that like we don't involve each other in. Like, you and I are not involved work-wise.
Yeah. Well, we did the GameStop event together, but kind of.
But that was different. Like, that was GameStop came and said, we'd love for you to do this hosting thing, which was really just like giving away stuff between their conference sessions, and you were actually hosting the show, and those were through Rooster Teeth.
I had a better job.
Yours was pretty cool.
It was pretty cool.
Yours was pretty cool.
It's not a competition.
I don't want to criticize you or anything, but I just want to tell you that like Kevin Pereira had like a confetti machine.
How dare you? How dare you compare me to Kevin Pereira? How dare you? In public.
I didn't realize how self-deprecating he is. I love it.
Yeah, isn't he great? Let's talk about Kevin Pereira more. Why don't we do that? Why don't we just spend the next 20 minutes talking about Kevin Pereira?
We could do that if you want. Do you want to spend 20 minutes talking about Kevin Pereira?
I really don't. I neither want to nor don't want to. So I'm dead neutral on the Kevin Pereira discussion. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but that did come to us totally independently. I actually didn't know you were doing the GameStop conference at first, and you didn't know I was doing the GameStop conference at first.
No, we didn't know that. They cast us individually in that thing. But it was happy because then we get to go to Vegas and we're there together.
It was fun. Wow. It's weird going to Vegas I actually liked, honestly, going as a work thing because I don't gamble. And
I don't gamble well. So kind of the same boat.
You gamble enthusiastically, and that counts for a lot.
I don't know. I lose patience with it so fast. It's like if I lose $10 for nothing, it's like that's just like cuts to the core of me. I'm just like, I just wasted $10, and it's just like there's people who do that for hours. It's like I can't handle it.
Yeah, well, I just like I don't really get into it, so I just skip it entirely. So for me, the appeal of Vegas is the shows. I really like the shows and the food.
And the food.
And what?
And the food, which we were eating when we were there. And then we stopped eating regular good food.
I miss the food.
I have a steak in my office unless Gus the dog is eating it. So,
although
I do like the idea of Gus Sorolla walking into my office and just eating a steak that's on my desk.
Well, for the podcast, you panicked. You said, I was eating a steak with Gus. And I thought, what? Gus isn't even here. Did he come into the office to eat steak with you?
I did have a steak panic moment today. Hey, I feel bad because I'm wearing a T-shirt on this with you. And I was like, I went to pack a different shirt to wear for the podcast. And it didn't make it in the car today. So
well, why aren't you more stylish?
I know. I just feel I feel bad. I feel like I dressed down for your one-on-one podcast, and that doesn't feel right to me. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's very nice of you. If it makes you feel better, I forgot we were doing a podcast, and I just wore this.
Right. Don't have to. You don't. You can
randomly
just say things. You don't have to like keep going on things. Okay, I want to remind everyone that this episode of the podcast is also sponsored by Link AKC. Everybody knows how much Gus loves his dogs, Oswald and Benjamin. Gus was telling me that he was on the lookout for cool, functional accessories for his dogs, and he came across this awesome new collar called Link AKC. And it's not just a collar. Backed by the American Kennel Club, the Link AKC collar is a GPS locator, fitness tracker, and more, all controlled through a smartphone app. I bet Gus loves that. And because he's basically obsessed with his dogs, Gus loves the GPS locator, because it tells him exactly where his dogs are. There's no more, did they get out of the yard? Did the dog walker take them where they're supposed to go? You can see exactly where your dog is at all times right on the app. It's complete peace of mind for dog owners. Gus's other favorite part is the activity and wellness tracker. It doesn't matter how old your dog is or what kind of dog it is. Link AKC shows the exact amount of activity every dog needs. You know what? They should make this for cats. Cat. I don't know what a fitness tracker would look like for a cat, but it would be
Flatline, probably.
pretty much, yeah, just flat with a couple little bumps here and there. Everyone who sees it loves it. It's easy to set up with sizes for every dog. It even won the CES Best of Innovation Award in 2017. Link AKC is super comfortable and looks great on Oswald and Benjamin. They're handsome dogs though, so a lot of things look good on them. Keeping your dog safe, happy, and healthy just got even easier with this special offer from Link AKC. Go to linkakc.com and use code ROOSTERTEETH to save 30% on your order with free shipping. That's code ROOSTERTEETH, this company, to save 30% on your order with free shipping at linkakc.com. linkakc.com/RoosterTeeth. Thank you, Link AKC, for supporting the podcast. So, you know what? This would have actually been, a thing that a friend of mine could have used because I had a friend who lost a dog during Hurricane Harvey.
No,
yeah, and we
what
we
happened?
lost Joe. Well, animals can panic during stuff, and they hadn't evacuated, but they just the dog got out because of just I guess they can sense stuff, and it's like, man, if they just had a GPS locator, though, they could find it. I actually
Do
haven't.
you think animals think humans are weird? Like dude,
there's
there's like an earthquake coming or something. You see all the animals start freaking out. They know something's coming. Do you think they were like, hey, dummy, why are you not reacting to this?
Well, don't say that because we have 2 cats, and cats are great because you'll be sitting there. It's like 1 a.m. You're in reading a book or playing a game or something like that. The cat's next to you. It's completely dark in the house, and then the cat just does this and then runs. And it's like, what the hell did the cat see? And it's like, I'm sure the cat's like, did you not see that specter or whatever that walked by and takes off? And you're like just sitting there like a dope reading your book,
One of my favorite things in fiction is the way different stories will address something like that. Like, what is it that cats see?
Oh, yeah?
Are they seeing ghosts? Are they seeing another dimension? Are they seeing some form of living being that only exists as vapor?
Or they're just freaked out all the time.
I mean, they're cats.
Listen, since we're keeping score today,
Are we keeping score?
my cat's better than your cat, right? I like Nutmeg a lot, but Joe's overall better cat. Nutmeg's getting to be a good cat.
Joe the cat is a wonderful cat for everyone. I appreciate that Nutmeg.
What is this? Go ahead.
I appreciate that Nutmeg loves me the absolute most, and I'm the center point of her life. And
How
not
do you
you-
feel about
and not
Troy
you.
Baker? Troy Baker was the second day host. How do we rank? Because it was me and then Troy Baker and then Kevin Barrera.
So it
Clearly
turns
the
out-
ranking is Kevin Barrera is above me in the ranking. Clearly that's been established.
Well, I mean, he had a confetti cannon. I'm just saying.
I hope that's not a euphemism.
What
but go ahead.
what did you do for your keynote? Did you have a confetti cannon?
I was very personable.
Smoke machines?
No, I didn't know we had a budget for that stuff. I was
Apparently.
personable. I entertained the crowd. We had a wonderful time.
T-shirt cannon?
Listen, I went first too. Those guys, I got to warm up that audience for a full day before Troy Baker.
No,
And
Troy
Kevin
Baker was
Barrera
lovely.
just
By the way-
waltzed their pretty asses in there and just decided to blow off confetti cannons. Apparently,
Yes, so it turns out Troy Baker's actually a voice actor in Persona 4, which I'm playing right now. It was a cool thing to learn. He plays Kanji Kanji Tatsumi. No, Kanji whatever.
I do voice acting. I don't know if Red versus Blue, Ruby. I don't know if you've seen those. Those are pretty good. Just saying. So I found some out on the last trip that I took out to LA, which was really surprising. Hannah Hart, who I don't associate as being a gamer at all, enormous Last of Us fan. Absolutely loves Last of Us.
I feel like The Last of Us is the kind of game that a lot of people who aren't hardcore gamers can enjoy.
Yeah.
Because it's a very tightly focused experience. You can play through it and then it ends, and you don't have to commit hundreds of hours to enjoying it. But it will tell you a lovely story. You'll have a great time while you're playing it, and then and it doesn't ask the world of you.
Also, for someone like you who doesn't like zombie games or horror games,
It's still zombies. There's still zombies.
I mean, everything's a zombie. That's what I say. Don't split hairs about that. But it's clearly a zombie game. You would not play it on your own, but you did a thing where you watched all the cutscenes with me like a movie after I finished the game, and I had a great time watching it. There was really only one part of the story that was not told in the cutscenes. It's when Joel gets hurt. Not to spoil anything, but
Yeah, it was pretty cohesive. Like I could get a really good idea of what was going on and going through it.
yeah. It's I'm looking forward to The Last of Us 2, but I didn't hear anything about it at E3. How about you, Mrs. In the Know?
What am I looking for?
When is Last of Us 2 coming out?
When it's ready.
Yeah, Naughty Dog.
I mean, I think the emphasis right now is elsewhere.
Now the internet Twitter's busy ranking me in the Troy Baker, Kevin Pereira world. So I'm off the internet.
How are you doing?
It's like a Game of Thrones night. I'm not going to watch it. That's it. I'm done. I'm out. Well, anything else you want to talk about? We're getting close to the end here.
Let's see.
Any grievances that you want to air? Anything you're upset besides obviously pistachio shells? By the way, that makes us seem so lame. If that's like your
They were
worst
fighting about pistachio
if that's
shells?
your worst complaint about me is pistachio shells, then I'm either doing something right or just something completely wrong.
I mean, what else am I angry about? Sometimes after you go to the bathroom, you leave the bathroom light on but close the door, so I don't know if someone's in there. And sometimes I really have to go, and then I have to go find another bathroom, and that takes me like an extra 10 seconds.
Really?
It's a real problem.
This never came up before.
I thought we were airing new grievances.
Is this a new thing? I mean, it's just like you could have mentioned this at any point in time, and I would just turn off the light. I mean, I should turn off the lights anyway. It's
Consider it mentioned.
it's environmentally sound.
Also, please leave the just the toilet seat, not the whole lid, but the seat down so that the cats can get in case of emergency.
The cats can get on the rim of the ceramic. And
They don't
do
like
it.
getting their paws dirty.
Get out of here. How do you know this? Like you're having a conference with the cats, like a performance review? And
You
they're
know,
like,
Nutmeg. She's a Siamese, and she's really prissy, and she'll sit in front. If the whole seat's up, she'll sit in front of the toilet and meow sadly. But if the seat's down, she will get up there and she will drink out of the toilet to her heart's content, which is disgusting. But I also acknowledge that she licks her own butthole. She'll probably be fine.
yeah, I don't. That people get upset when animals do that. I don't worry about that at all.
I just figure
I'm not gonna do it. But
I just want them to drink water of some kind.
yeah, and also not. So let me ask you a question. So Ashley, we lost our fish. That we got these fish with the house. They came with the house.
We inherited fish.
We inherited fish, and we took care of these fish. Totally not our fault. The fish died because somebody tried to do something to help the fish, and they made a mistake, and we still haven't figured out who did this.
Yeah.
They filled the pond back up with like tap water, and then left it running. So it replaced all the treated water with tap water, which fish don't like tap water, and they ended up dying.
I don't think that they died of not liking it. I think they died of their gills burning from chlorine.
That's horrible. Don't say that. So as a result of that, we buried our fish. Then the fish got unburied by something, and it ate them.
Something big.
Yeah.
Something big. Something that could move the stones we put
I
over
think
it.
it was our next door neighbor. He's suspect. I'll talk to you about that off the air.
Okay.
But then we went out and we bought, instead of 3 big fish, we have 30 little goldfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I could see on the security cameras the other day that a raccoon was eating the fish out of the pond. He was in
Wait,
there.
no, the raccoon was eating the fish?
He was going for him. I don't want to I don't want to assume gender on the raccoon, but it's the guy for the sake of the story. The raccoon he's eating, he's eating these fish out of the pond. He's fishing. He's doing the raccoon thing. He could be washing something because they do that.
What, dishes?
What? The little wash band over there? They wash stuff. Haven't you ever seen the video with the is it a raccoon? Yeah, it's a raccoon. It's like washing stuff, and then it grabs some cotton candy and it goes to wash it.
I have seen the cotton candy disappear, and I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, raccoons are...
That raccoon had it coming, especially if it was eating a little fish beforehand.
But you're taking good care of the fish.
I'm trying to.
I got to point out, we had fish before. You feed those fish every 3 days. That was the previous fish. Current fish, we had to feed every day.
You're supposed to feed them every day. If you go on vacation, they will be fine without food for a couple of days. They're like cats now.
We feed our cats
Now
every
the
day.
fish are like cats. So here's the what is that? That's not actually cotton candy.
It is cotton candy.
Is it?
Yeah.
It looks just like a square block.
Oh
of
my God! It's like
something,
the
and now
confusion on its face.
Now it's a sad trash panda, and you know what? If it's a fish-eating trash panda, it deserves to be a little bit sad.
There's a follow-up video to that where they got the raccoon some cotton candy and just ate it.
Oh.
I guess they gave it to it. I guess raccoons will wash stuff when they're not around. So I don't know. We'll see.
But you are going somewhere with this fish story.
I'm just saying, why do we upgrade to fish that require to be fed every day? Like, we're busy people. We should make better decisions than this. Don't get me wrong. I like the fish. And there's one fish in particular that I like.
You like Joe the fish.
I like Joe the fish.
Yeah, we have one fish it's orange and it's got a white belly, and so we named it Joe the fish.
and I was afraid that the raccoon was gonna eat Joe the fish, but Joe the fish is fine. And yeah, but it's like we're gonna mess this up. I was already so I had so much anxiety about the
Bernie,
3 fish.
I need you to not stress out about the fish. For one, with the exception of this morning, you have not had to feed those fish once. I feed them every single time. And I looked on the internet, which is a very credible place for information, and it said that they can go several days without food if necessary. It's not preferable. So
Stay off the internet.
I'm trying
Stay off the
to
internet.
fatten them up a little bit, and like make sure that they have their nice regular diets, so that if we have to go on vacation and they miss a feeding or two, they will be totally fine.
This is a grievance I have with you. You just reminded me of it. You say you're acting like I don't feed the fish. You feed the fish every day, and I appreciate that you do that. I also, by the way, what are you making the face for? I cook all the time in our house. Like I cooked you dinner last night.
You
I
did,
cooked you
and
a
it was
very
delicious.
elaborate dinner.
And I thanked you for it and cleaned up.
How? No, not really. Did you? You did. You did. You did. You did.
How dare you,
Did you
sir.
notice how I plated your food?
It was
with,
yeah, the zucchinis made a nice little half moon. I absolutely noticed
with the potatoes
that.
inside the half
It
moon.
was lovely.
It was. No comments about it at all. You just literally just like sat down, like you put one hand on the like the opposite side of the plate, like you just got back to the army barracks, and you're like, no, eating your food. You were so hungry by the time you got to dinner. You didn't make a single comment about it. You just started like tucked in.
I thanked you for making dinner. How dare you?
You did. You like 5 minutes into dinner, you thanked me for making dinner.
I was very hungry initially.
I know.
Sometimes you have no room for anything but the food.
I should have. And plus, you had to walk over so many pistachio shells apparently to get to the dinner table.
It's true. You could hear them crackling.
We'll go home right now and we'll take a look at the kitchen floors. No pistachio shells.
That's because the Roomba goes at 2 p.m., Bernie.
I don't think the Roomba can pick up.
Give it an hour after you get home, and there will be pistachio shells all over the floor.
By the way, of all the things, like I like automation and like lights and all that stuff. I like to have everything in the house. I even got our sprinklers now where I can run it off my smartphone. I gotta say,
The stupidest thing we have is a Roomba.
the Roomba is the dumbest thing we have.
It's so dumb.
And so many people have these Roombas, and it's just like, the thing is dumb. And it just like, it gets jammed places, and it's always gone missing. Like we have to go on a hunt for this thing when it
It manages to lock itself in the bathroom constantly.
Constantly.
It manages to get itself all tangled up in cables, and then it just dies. It'll chime sadly for a while and then die.
Yeah.
We lost it for several weeks, I think, under a couch.
It went into the guest bedroom, went under the bed. Yeah.
There you
Which
go.
is like a barrier that it's never supposed to go past.
It's the dumbest robot we've got.
Yeah.
And we've got a lot of robots.
We do? You got a lot of robots?
Well, we've got an Alexa in a
Does it
couple of
bother you
different
that
rooms.
Alexa likes me more than Alexa likes you?
Bothers
Sorry,
me.
everyone who's listening to the podcast and your Alexas are now going crazy.
It bothers me a little bit. Hold on. Alexa, Simon says Bernie smells like poop.
Alexa, subscribe to Kevin Pereira on Twitch. I think that like when I listen to you, I feel bad how Alexa never, ever, ever listens to you the first time.
She really doesn't.
And then I try to help out and butt in, but then you're like talking over the top of each other, and that's even worse.
Yeah, for whatever reason, Alexa does not like either. It's like my tone of voice. Maybe she just doesn't like my attitude. I'm really not sure what it is. I try and be polite. I say thank you when I ask Alexa for things. And she just won't. She won't listen. She just does not like me. Bitch got a grudge.
Does it bother you when people in this day and age, don't understand the etiquette of voice recognition? When you start talking to a computer and they don't get quiet, like they just continue to talk over the, top, like saying whatever they're going to say.
You like
Yeah. It's
talking to the robot right now.
yeah, the robot needs my attention at the moment. I have to speak to the robot. You know who did that to me recently? Is Kib from Sugar Pine 7, who there might be something a little with Kib. I'm not sure. It's not even a real name. I don't know what's going on there. But he likes cars. He's a car person. And so I was trying to show him how I had hooked up one of the cars to the Alexa, which is like very cool. And he goes, how does it work? And I say, here, let me show you. I said, Alexa, ask my car. He goes, so you can just tell it what to do? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And then he goes, I didn't understand. He goes, it doesn't work. I go, well, hold on a second. And I go, Alexa, ask my car. He goes, can you just ask it anything? And I'm like, dude, it's like, and then it said, I didn't understand. He goes, I guess it doesn't work that well. And he walked out. And I was like, you jackass. You talked over every time I was talking to Alexa.
I think you kind of got trolled.
I think I did a little. I can never tell with them. I'm a little
I
concerned.
think when in doubt, assume they're trolling you.
Yeah, right? All right. Trying to knock me down a peg, trying to neg me?
Like you think with that headband he's not trolling?
I don't know. I don't know. You might have the perfect picture of Kib
Exactly.
to put up. That's it. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he was remarkably unimpressed by my Alexa integration. All right. Anything else you want to discuss?
Robots are the worst.
Robots are the worst. This is your chance. You can ambush me with anything at all.
Look, I don't come up with crazy things to ambush you with on the podcast. But if you want to get ambushed about anything,
We want to thank you for watching.
I remember
the Rooster Teeth
you
podcast.
came after me. You were upset that I changed the PIN code on my phone. You changed yours.
I did. It's retaliatory.
Why?
Why did you change your code on your phone? What happened? What's going on?
Because I took it to the Apple store and they and came back and it would defaults to 6 digits and I didn't care enough to change it to 4, so I just added 2 zeros
It's all
to it.
mysterious. It's all mysterious. It's all mysterious. I just wondered if like there was like you were upset with me because I just like and I didn't know. I felt like I'm in your phone all the time. It's just like there was the thing where I needed to use a phone. Yours was nearby, so I was like, oh, I'll just use the code. No, you can't do that. It's like so. What happened was.
Are you trying to
How
hide-
long have I been outside the circle of trust? Because I just found out at that moment.
When's the last time I broke my phone? A couple months ago?
Why are you breaking your phone? You mad? What are you doing?
Maybe. Were you trying to hide things from me? No.
Probably. You think so? Probably.
You think so?
I don't know. Do you want to get on my phone and look at stuff?
I don't know. Should we talk?
Do you want to get on my phone and look at stuff?
Not really.
You know what I'm up to.
Yeah, I know because your phone will play your car will play your porn for you.
Oh, stop it. Take it easy. Take it easy. I saw a thing the other day on Reddit where somebody was saying that every porn video should begin with 5 seconds of music.
Like a very specific music so you know and you have time.
Yeah. And XKCD was talking about how when you go to play a video and he did a timeline for the video starting, it's like video loading, video hasn't starting, video is buffering, and the entire time the volume buttons are ringer, 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 and then as soon as the video starts, then all of a sudden the volume buttons are for volume. So it's like you can never turn down your volume on your phone in anticipation of a video about to start. But we all know what he's talking about. He's talking about porn. That's what
Talking
it
about
is.
porn.
He's talking about porn. Yeah. Is this a problem you even identify with the volume and the ringers and stuff?
Not really.
Everybody else knows what I'm talking about.
Not
Everybody
really.
else.
I mean, I have my volume to 0, my ringer off, and just the phone set to vibrate at all times anyway. Because otherwise, I get super confused whenever I hear your alerts go off. I'll check my phone, and so if mine is just silent and on vibrate, 1, I don't worry about it. 2, I don't pay attention to it. And you know what? Ignoring all my alerts makes me a happier person.
It bothers me when you don't text me back.
Really?
It frustrates me. It frustrates me because it's always like I don't text you unless I need something. It's like we don't sit there and text all day. We see each other so much.
Shouldn't you be happy that I'm enjoying my life rather than living tied to a phone?
Listen, I want you to enjoy your life to your fullest and all that stuff, but occasionally I need some answers for something. You know what I mean? I just need to like, hey, I do this. What do you want for dinner? That kind of thing. Do you want me to pick something up on the way home? Of course, then you'll tell me, yeah, pick this up, and then I forget it. Probably.
Probably.
Maybe
Or
you
you'll pick it up and you'll eat it before you get home.
That's never happened a bunch. Has it? Happened once or twice. All right, well, that's it. Ashley, thank you for joining me for a one-on-one podcast.
As far as couples therapy goes, I think this was.
We've had worse
pretty
ones.
mild.
I think we've had worse ones than this. That's for sure.
I think
How
I
we
think
doing?
we
Are we
might make
okay?
it.
Are we okay?
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
You want to get married?
What's that?
Want to get married?
Let's talk about it. Yeah. Are you back on track with that? Do you want to? Because we got engaged a year and a half ago. We don't talk about it all that much.
I don't know how to plan a wedding.
What does that mean?
I think I might buy a book. I don't know.
But you can plan us all this other stuff. It's just like we never we don't have a date or anything like that. I'm not complaining.
I was thinking is our anniversary next year. What do you think?
When's our anniversary?
It's the 23rd of September.
Okay, that's good.
Don't be a twat.
I was just seeing if you remember. So 23rd of September, 2018.
Yeah, you want to get married?
Yeah. You want to put a date on the calendar? Let's do this. All right. All right. Everyone's got advice on the wedding.
Can we not talk about venues and stuff like that? You know what? I need a checklist.
They're talking about venues and centerpieces over here. We're getting all this advice now.
Centerpieces. We need to.
Isn't this like girls and horses? Aren't you just like genetically is like when there's a wedding, it's like you just like something kicks in? Isn't that happen? No? Is this gender? Is this sexist?
I feel like you're making some assumptions.
Well, I am. But am I wrong?
Also, between the two of us, you're the baby crazy one.
I am the baby crazy one.
So, we're breaking all kinds of stereotypes here. I have no idea what to do about weddings, and you're cute and baby crazy.
I am. That's why when you asked me, do you want to get married, I paused. Because it's like, I didn't want to get into that conversation. You want to have that conversation on the air? We'll have that one in the post show.
Oh, boy.
That'll be a good one to have in the post show. Anyway, I think you're a great girlfriend. One of the things I love about you is that, I think of myself as having a business brain, but an artist's heart, which, makes me like, sometimes I get quick to get angry, and then also my artist heart makes me kind of stupid in some cases as well. And you're very extremely patient with me. You've always been very patient and supportive of me, and I appreciate that.
Well, that's profound and that's very sweet.
Oh, well, it's 5 years. We're 5 years, right?
Yeah.
5 years since September 23rd. So congratulations to you. That's it.
Yeah, pound it out.
Yeah, you got
Go
5
team.
years with a dude who's third on your list behind Troy Baker and Ken Pereira. Thank you for joining us on the Thursday podcast. This is the last one for our summer of experiments of having an additional podcast once every week. If you liked it, let us know, and maybe we'll figure out something else we can do. I would like to do the one-on-one format a little bit more. I'd like to do that instead of the game time thing that we committed to for first week, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for joining us every Thursday this past summer. Bye, everybody.